actually getting pretty bad reviews due to its bad airworks, and especially its controversial author, Colleen Hoover.
Yeah, so I've heard. But if you were really going to ask me what I wanted to see from the movie, it's actually that message that it can convey to its watchers. The movie talked about how love can actually hurt you, how the person that you actually trust the most can hurt you physically, I mean not just verbally, but as well as physically. The basic love story, it was a teenage girl falling in love with a young man, and then plot twist, the man fell harder, but then the man got very physical with the girl, and then the girl got pregnant. So the girl wanted to file for a divorce, but it was very harsh because the girl wanted to do that because she wanted her children to grow up in a not abusive family anymore.
You know, it is a tough decision, especially if you place all your trust on that one person. But in the future, we didn't know what could happen. Speaking of divorce, our topic today will be a little rough for the audience as we will talk about heavier topics that recently occurred around the world. The Philippines is finally after final reading of the absolute divorce law. Did you know that the Philippines, besides the Vatican, is the only country that hasn't legalized divorce?
Yes, in fact, many divorce bills have been submitted to the Senate already, but it has been rejected immediately. But this time, ladies and gentlemen, the Absolute Divorce Act, also known as the House Bill 9349, has passed in Congress and is now awaiting Senate approval.
But hold on, this legislation is sparking intense discussions around the country, with strong opinion on both sides. To help us unpack this topic, we have two distinguished guests, Pastor Carl Puluy and Senator Godwin Cabrera. Welcome to them.
Good afternoon. You're the guest for Senator Kabuya. Senator Kabuya, you may enter the studio.
So, as you all are well aware of the topic we are discussing today, please give us your thoughts and insights that this will be able to help our viewers with what they call the Absolute Divorce Act.
So let's start with our first guest, representing the church's perspective. Sir Carl, welcome to yaps tonight's show with yaps. How does the church view the push for divorce legalization in the Philippines?
Marriage, as we understand it, it is a sacred covenant before God. During the marriage ceremony, both couples take an oath to love and honor each other, for better or for worse, as we say. It is signifying a lifelong commitment. Each commitment is deeply rooted in Scripture. In Matthew chapter 16, verse 9, in Matthew chapter 19, verse 6, Jesus said, "So they are no longer one, but two. So they are no longer two, but one flesh. What therefore God has joined together, but man separate. But not let not separate." This verse highlights two divine intentions without behind marriage a permanent union that should not be dissolved. Legalizing divorce would undermine the sacred vow and diminish the significance of marriage. The church believes in encouraging strong marriages through support and guidance rather than introducing legal mechanisms to end them such as divorce.
Thank you for sharing that perspective, Mr. Carr. Now let's turn to our second guest, Senator
and some are really deeply harmful. Legalizing divorce would allow individuals in toxic, unfaithful, and abusive relationships a chance to protect themselves and start new. Using this yapper orbit, legalizing divorce and the society or the government has the duty to protect the well-being of its citizens. And in some cases, it means to legally end a marriage that has been causing them harm.
Those are very valid points, Senator Tabuya. But there's a significant opposition to this bill, particularly those from the religious institutions and some sectors of society. Now, Trixie, I actually want to hear what our guests might think about this.
So we'd like to volunteer. Can we have the volunteer, please? It would be nice to hear more opinions about this bill. Does anyone want to volunteer to talk about divorce? Oh, there he is. Please come on and
Oh, yo, shout out to my ex-wife. Guess what? I am not the father. What is your question again?
What is your insight about divorce?
Insight about divorce. So, as a ordinary Filipino, I see both sides of the argument. So I respect the church teaching on the sanctity of marriage, but I also know some people who suffer or are trapped in marriage, or trapped in marriage that are divine. I also know they suffer in silence because there is no way out. I believe that divorce should be an option for those who need it. To those who are in an abusive or unhealthy relationship. It's about giving them a chance to live in peace and dignity.
Thank you, Mr. Chandris. It's clear that this is a complex issue with deep emotional and moral implications. Sir Mark, how do you respond to the idea that divorce might be necessary to pursue peace and well-being in certain situations?
While we understand that some marriages face severe challenges such as abuse, the church believes that preserving the sanctity of marriage is vital. We advocate for seeking resolution through counseling and support rather than divorce. Our aim is to help couples work through difficulties and restore their commitment. As we believe this upholds the sacred nature of marriage and supports long-term well-being.
Senator Tabuya, are you feeling glad? Okay, so let me ask you one more question. Do you believe that legalizing divorce would fundamentally change the way marriage is viewed in the Philippines?
Wow, thank you for that unspeakable, understandable question, Ms. Napper Orbit. For me, I believe that legalizing divorce is a more modern understanding of marriage. It provides the necessary recourse for those marriages have become harmful, rather than, and it, for me, it does not really diminish the value of marriage.
And to Mr. Malay, if divorce were to be legalized, what would you hope to see in terms of safeguards or conditions to ensure it is used appropriately?
So I would hope that the process for obtaining divorce should include counseling and waiting period as well as identity grounds for divorce. It is to ensure that the couple consider all options before making such a decision. Divorce should be a path for those who need, but not an easy way out, for those who may be simply going to a match. It is important that the law should strike a balance between protecting individuals and preserving the integrity of marriage.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was heavy heavy, wasn't it? We don't usually talk about heavy topics in the studio, but are you guys still there, ladies and gentlemen? The debate over divorce legalization in the Philippines is multifaceted, with strong arguments on both sides. As this issue continues to be discussed in the Senate and across the country, it is crucial that all voices are to be heard and considered.
So we'd like to thank our guests for today, but before we end our show, we actually have a small surprise.
Since the topic was quite heavy, as we battle between our customs and morals, so let's make sure to keep our show light. Do you guys want that? Okay, so we will be giving out tickets, and whoever has the winning ticket may come up here and claim their prize. Do you guys like that, Pop? Yes! So we'll be giving out tickets now.
Uy! What is the price? Brand new Toyota? Can I open this now? Not yet.
I'm not part of the show. I'm just a senator. Shout out to the big friend, I guess. Yeah.
Shout out to the real estate experience divorce.
Very new, very
Would you like one more?
So everyone will start to get.
Yes, I admit one by the way.
Where's my ticket?
You give the senator.
Where's my ticket? Okay, it's fine.
So in go, we will all scratch the ticket. So everyone, 3, 2, 1. You guys can just go. You can scratch the ticket.
Today is the winner.
What's your name?
My name is Arwin Vidal.
Okay, sir. So congratulations on winning that very prize winner. So before we give you your prize, we are going to ask you a question. Before we must let you go, we must ask you a very simple question. You can answer it in one sentence or as much as you want. But why do we need to legalize divorce?
Next question. I'm biking.
No, but seriously, why do you think we need to?
So happy and glory.
Wala, wala tayo apin sa ila.
God is always the answer.
Seryoso na po?
So your prize will be given on So before this conversation next week, guys, the next talk has provided you with a understanding of the capacities involved.
One thing to remember is divorce is not a law to be imposed in order to break marriages or salvage love stories, but it is a helping out, reaching out to those who have been in toxic, unfaithful, and bruising relationships. Thank you very much for joining us in this talk show. Until next time, stay informed and engage in the issues that matter most. Once again, I am Yapper Dixie.
And I am Japper Gabriel. Until next time, we inform, we express, and we yap. Only here in Spanish show, eapp.